Hi there, my name is Chad Foshu from the Pick Municipal Golf Course in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, and today I will show you or give you a tutorial video on how to correctly calibrate a Toro Workman 200 sprayer. To begin, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a stopwatch, a graduated cylinder, a bucket to catch water, a measuring wheel, a calculator, pen, piece of paper, and 2 people. So to begin, the very first step is you want to fill your sprayer with clean water. Once your sprayer is completely full, you're able to go out on the golf course and start the calibration. So before we head out on the golf course to our designated area, we'd like to check our sprayer for any inconsistencies or any problems that we might have. Some of these could be leaks, or if any nozzles are plugged or not spraying right, we'd like to fix them here in the shop before we head out on the golf course. So to do this, we just like to start with the sprayer. You want to hit the 3 switches to turn all the nozzles on. Once they're on, you can see that all our nozzles are spraying correctly and that there's no leaks in the sprayer. This is a good sign, and we're able to get onto the golf course and start our calibration of the sprayer. So for the next step, there's a few things we have to take into account before we start the calibration process. So to begin, we're going to have to drive the sprayer between a 100-foot distance about 3 times just to get your average speed. After you get your average speed, you have to find out that our sprayer runs at 40 psi. We have 11 nozzles, we run at 400 RPM, and we drive in 2nd gear low. All these are needed to complete the calibration process, and if any of these change, we'll have to restart. So I'm going to begin by driving through our marked 100-foot distance 3 times.
So for this next step, we're going to be working together.
One of us will be collecting the data for a 15-second catch time, while the other one will be catching the water in a graduated cylinder. Once each individual nozzle is calculated, we will then average out the catch times from each individual nozzle. So to begin this next step, I will then turn on the sprayer, activate all 3 sets of nozzles, and Andrew's going to time me for 15 seconds.
Three, two, 1. Oh, wait, sorry. 3, 2, 1. And good.
As you want to make sure all 11 readings are very accurate. If you happen to screw up on the time, just empty your jug and restart. It's very simple, and in the long run, it'll help you make sure your calibration is correct. So as you can see, we'll bring this to a flat surface and find out how it's going. We are reading at 800 milliliters in 15 seconds. This was the exact same for all 11 nozzles. Hi there. So since we have figured out all our information and got all our data collected, we now move on to the math part of everything. So to begin, we found out that we are running 40 psi, 11 nozzles, 400 RPM, we drive at 2nd gear low, and we average a distance of 100 feet. So with the 100 feet, we calculated that we drove it in 16 seconds. So you take your distance, which is 100, divided by 16, you get 6.3. So now we have to find out how fast we go miles per hour. This is then times by 0.682, where we get 4.2 miles per hour. After finding out that, we had to find out how much our average catch time, which our average catch time was 15 seconds. After that, we found out our nozzle output, which were all perfect at 800 milliliters for 15 seconds. This was all calculated to get us 8,800 milliliters for total output. After you find that, our average nozzle output was then divided by the 8,800 divided by our 11 nozzles, giving us 800 milliliters. This is then to find out we found out that having 800 as our average nozzle output divided by our highest and lowest gave us a perfect 100%. And it can be anywhere between 90 and 110%. Anywhere in between is good. After finding out that, we needed to find out our flow rate. So we took our average nozzle output, which was 800, times by our 11 nozzles, divided by our 15 seconds. This all gave us 586.7 for our flow rate. After finding out our flow rate, we wanted to find out how much our nozzle space were in between each nozzle. That was found out with a tape measure, giving us 1.67 feet. This was then times by 11, giving us our boom width of 18.37. Now we can move on to the next step and we find out our spray output. Our spray output was taken by the average distance, which was 16, times by our flow rate. This gave us 9,387.2 milliliters per second. Then we needed to find out our area sprayed. This was our width of 18.37 times by 100, giving us 1,837. So to find out our result in water volume, we needed to convert flow ounces per square feet to gallons per gallon to 1,000 square feet. This was cross multiplied by finding out that 1 milliliter times or divided by point. You have to do cross multiplication. So 9,387.2 times 0.034 gave us 319 ounces square feet. This was then times by our multiplication here for our conversion, which was 7.8125, giving us 2,492.187. This was all then calculated by our area sprayed at 1,837, giving us a spray output of 1.4 gallons per 1,000 square feet, which is a perfect calibration of our sprayer. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.